Hi, welcome back to the A&S Way. It has been a very long time. I don't think we've filmed a video for
2 months.
For 2 months. And in this video, we thought we would just do a general update on life and why we haven't been filming. It was quite interesting. We had a couple of messages which I actually really liked from a couple of people that were concerned for us and checking if we were okay. We're okay. So that was really nice, and we've started to get back to replying to messages on Instagram, on YouTube, and filming now.
We haven't really been filming, one, because I do what I feel at the time and I wasn't really into filming, but we got quite busy with lots of different things around the house, the car, friends, family. What other issues did we have? Trips away.
Trips away. I was traveling to Europe for work as well, and to be honest, it was just nice to get a bit of a break from filming, because
it's hard work.
Yeah.
It is hard work. It's a lot harder than it seems when you're watching somebody, and especially when you watch a 15-minute video, you're like, they turn the camera on, it's 15 minutes, that's it. But it can take hours, and if you're tired and you're trying to fit it into your normal daily schedule, it can be challenging.
And we do try, because I took a gap from checking Instagram for a while, and then I think it was while I was in Europe and I saw these messages and I'm like, wow, okay, just need to catch up. I think I've almost got back to everyone now.
Where have we actually been, Sally?
Where have we been? Well, me and Anne, I think, decided one of the weekends to go to Laguna Beach, and that did not turn out well at all.
It is kind of fun when we do these things, because I have a gold Amex, Celine has the platinum, and it gives you this option to go and basically choose your car, and particularly if you go in the midweek, there's lots of cars to choose from. So I was excited, we're gonna go to the beach, we'll rent a really nice car, and I'll insert a video or a picture. I think I've got some videos of it.
Might have videos of
the
it.
Polestar one, amazing car, it's like 150
I had
grand.
no idea. Anne sees this car and I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting it, it looks pretty cool. And then he tells me the price and I'm like, whoa, I didn't realise it was that
It was
expensive.
super nice, a bit complex but super nice. So we thought we'll jump in that, take a nice trip out to the beach.
We picked Laguna Beach. So lots of people on the channel have been recommended. So our nearest coast is Newport, Santa Monica, Laguna. So I think it takes about the same time.
LA, wider LA area.
And lots of people in Vegas, we find, often do trips to their nearest coast, but we haven't done it in 2 years, surprisingly. So we thought we'd do Laguna, and the only reason I picked it was because Laguna's hotel prices were slightly cheaper than Newport Beach.
There's a reason for that.
So we got there, but I don't think there was necessarily a huge issue with Laguna, but the weather was awful. It was white out, and California's just not been having great weather anyway, and this was only, about a month ago or so?
Probably just over a month ago, and it was cloud and rain, like you said, it was white out raining, so you couldn't see really we had a kind of a walk around balcony that overlooked, you couldn't even see out into the ocean, it was that bad.
And this is where you're so different, because I'm always a lot more positive in those situations, so I will make the best out of not a great situation. So we walked a little bit in Laguna, found
We
a
did
bar.
still make the best out of that situation that evening. I didn't complain that evening.
No, he didn't. And he also did not bring a jacket, and it was absolutely freezing. So this is how unprepared he was. But the next morning we woke up and you could just tell he wasn't happy. The weather's not good. He's like, let's just go home.
We are beyond fortunate to live in a place like this. Our bad weather is good weather anywhere else in the world. So when you have somewhere to go that is your home, that's nicer than everywhere. It's easy to just pack up and go. It's not worth the risk. You might as well enjoy life.
And actually, this is the first time I've experienced that. So at that point, we just got into consistent good weather in Las Vegas. And it's the first time where we've gone somewhere else and we're like, actually where we live is much better, let's just go home.
It's nice when that can happen. It's happened a few times. Florida can be amazing, but even when I'm in Florida, I'm like, actually, I really like home now. Not that I want to leave there because I'm having a good time, but we've never had that before when we lived in the UK. You're like, can we find a way to extend this? Even if it's raining, you just want to be away from it. But now, if it's raining, just go, why am I going to suffer in pouring down rain on the coast when you've gone there to enjoy the beach and kind of walk around? No point.
So that trip was really short-lived. then so my sister and my nephew was here just last week, and we decided to spend 2 nights away, and we did a night in Santa Monica and 1 night on Newport Beach. And this was really based on other people, because lots of other people said they liked Newport and some said Santa Monica as well.
Yeah.
Personally for me, Newport Beach was the best one.
Yeah, same. We both agree. However, I would say both are very good and both really family friendly, and they have such a lot of stuff to do. Unlike Laguna, which is an arts district, there's arts and the beach, and the beach isn't really like Santa Monica or any of the LA beaches.
Although apparently one of the nicest beaches is that we've just not been Treasure Island. So
I don't buy what people tell me anymore. Once I've seen it, yeah. I'm a show me, not tell me type of person. So we did go to Laguna. It was not good. I probably wouldn't pay to go back.
He doesn't know it wasn't good. You can see it. So.
Santa Monica, on the other hand, you can ride bikes. They've got a massive pier and arcade. They've got a fun fair. They have really good food all over, not just the beachfront. We were up some of the side streets and it was really nice. We met some people that instantly started talking to people.
Oh yeah, I met actually British people.
British guy that had bought or runs a studio out there. And then we moved on to Newport, and that's kind of really our style, where you can just park your car and exist.
Yeah, when I go to these places, I don't really want to have to drive places, and I like the idea that everything is walking distance. So for me, it was also something a bit more widespread about Santa Monica. But the other bit about Santa Monica that I didn't like as much was the homeless issue.
I think that's an LA, California issue rather than a Santa Monica.
Yeah,
fair enough, Laguna didn't have it, but Newport
They're
did.
probably hiding from the rain.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know that.
The homeless problem is
really
expansive, extensive, and concerning.
You couldn't walk, there wasn't a street we walked on in Santa Monica where we didn't see some issue.
Actually, just before that, we had 2 really good friends over from the UK as well. We didn't go anywhere with them, but first time to the States for one of them.
Yes,
yeah,
for
Anne.
them, yeah.
And his girlfriend had been out a couple of times before, but the first time together and his first time in the States. So they did New York and then they arrived in Vegas. So there was no need to go anywhere else because there's so much to explore here, which was really interesting when everything's new to someone. I think they had a great time, but for us, what we noticed is because we live here and people like to come here and go out, we're repeating the same things.
Yeah.
So it can get quite tiring in a lot of ways, because to them, you want them to have the best time and it's all new, so you want to show them everything. But this is your 16th time to the same place, so you can't carry that same energy.
The thing is, with Vegas, there really is a lot to do here. There's loads of restaurants to try. There's the Strip, there's Hoover Dam, there's Red Rock, there's Valley of Fire, and there's all the shows as well. So then we're at a point now where we're trying to pick the things that we don't mind doing again.
Or are new to us.
Or are new to us. And with that, we have friends that came last year to visit us. They came, I can't remember how long they were with us.
I think
last
a week.
year. A week.
They did 7 days.
But they really felt that they didn't get to do everything that they wanted to do in Vegas. So they're coming back, they're spending more time to do some other things. But on this trip, we are going, doing a road trip with them in California. So we're going to do Yosemite for the first time, which I'm really excited about because everyone tells us how amazing Yosemite is. One thing that happens all the time for us, Vegas and Grand Canyon constantly comes up. Everyone associates the Grand Canyon with Las Vegas, and actually it's what, a 5-hour trip one way.
Yeah.
And
the marketing team have done a great job for the Grand Canyon.
I think, and I say this to everyone now, I think if you want to do the Grand Canyon, absolutely do it, but go there and spend time there. Don't think of it as a place to do, as a day trip, which everyone keeps saying, oh, let's go and do the Grand Canyon for a day. No, it's not worth it. So for us, we're really excited to do Yosemite because it actually looks like a place that you could do a variety of things. It looks visually more impressive, I think. We've done the Grand Canyon, so we do know, and you wasn't that impressed.
No, I didn't want to do it before, but then we thought, oh, let's do it because you really wanted to go. And we take my dad for his 50th, and it was exactly what I thought. It was not a fun trip, and it was just basically 10 hours of driving to see a hole. Whereas I think Yosemite has everything, from hikes to waterfalls to biking. We're going to do whitewater rafting for the first time, which I'm excited about. Yeah, she's nervous, I'm excited.
You have to do a swim test. So
there's no swim test, it's 3 meters. Send me the video and I'll include it in the clip. They literally go jump in, you swim 3 meters from the boat and back, and that's the test.
Still really narrow.
With a life jacket on, so you could just float. Friends that are coming out, she wants to do horseback riding as well, which I'm up for. I'm not really a ride on the back of animals type person, but I'll do it if everybody else is doing.
Horseback riding, that's the American.
Yeah, otherwise the Americans won't know. No, who was it? It was Michael McIntyre. Look up the jokes of how things have to be explained for Americans and they have to reword things like sidewalk, because if you don't explain it's on the side of the road, they may just walk down the road. Horseback riding, they could just be hanging on to the bum of the horse. It's quite funny. That's a tangent.
That is a tangent, but we're doing Yosemite for, I think we're there for 4 nights in Yosemite, then we're driving to San Francisco to do Alcatraz at night. We've already done Alcatraz. We really loved it, but in the daytime, and we loved it. And our friends have never been to San Francisco, I don't think.
I don't think they have, no.
And then from there, we're going to Napa Valley for
Wine Country.
2 nights.
That should be fun. I've learned to enjoy wine now. I was never a wine drinker before.
More distinguished now.
Distinguished, yeah.
We thought we would also update you on the house because over the last 2 months, we've kind of been finalising the house. Some of it has not been on our timeline at all. We've been beholden to Woodside's timeline. But the good news is we have finally had our fridge oven issue fixed. Fiasco fixed. What happened, Dan, in the end?
Where do you even begin? They designed it poorly is what happened, to the point you can't use your refrigerator or your oven. You can only use one or the other. One or the other. The solutions that they offered were ridiculous, but I offered them a solution that was the best solution. But of course, they're the house builder. They've got engineers and designers, and they knew best. So they told me, I don't know what I'm doing.
Did they not do about 3 or 4 visits to assess?
They did.
Crew of people, the VP, we're going to mess up your house. We have to knock this down. We have to bring this across. It's going to make a huge mess. And it was like, no, this isn't happening. Yeah,
absolute nightmare. Anyway, after about 2 to 3 months of them considering my option that I proposed to them, they agreed that they would use my option, come in, did it, love it. Now they're offering it to everybody else as the solution. It was such a simple solution. It's not like I'm saying I'm a genius. It was the only solution that was logical.
Call yourself a genius if you want.
Outside of construction, but it wasn't like I come up with this plan and drawn everything out. It was so simple. We'll put the clip in of it, and it's the only one that you lose absolutely no space. It doesn't impact the kitchen or the hallway, and it doesn't impact your work surface, which were the 3 options that they proposed to us. This one is literally you take the edges off of the wall and angle them so you can open your fridge, and it works.
And I think it took them, they were here for 3 days?
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit longer than that because they have to bring in the actual structural people that cut the wall, put in the new wood. Then they have to bring in a drywall person. They then had to relay some of the flooring, repaint, and then the painter had to come back and paint. But when they relayed our flooring, because they cut something out of the floor, it's now all bowed. So much like everything that Woodside does, they fix one problem and create 7 others that they then have to come back. So they gave us 3 new boxes of flooring, and they're coming out next week to replace a lot of the flooring that was only damaged because of the fridge issue that they caused.
And this seems to be a constant issue. So when we moved in here, in my office, there were 2 cracks in the windows that needed fixing from when we moved in. And they finally managed to get the window panes. I forgot about this. It was February?
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 months for them to get the windows in.
Eventually, they fixed the windows. But do you know what they did in the process? They damaged the stairs.
Damaged the walls, just...
That's like, what? So you managed to fix one thing, and then there's something else. So then we had to wait, another month or 2 months for them to come back and repair that. And I think now it's just the flooring, we think.
There is still stuff, so there's the deck, they still need to repaint that. There was cabinetry that needed replacing. And to be... Our 1 year, so unlike the UK, you get a 2-year warranty on, I know you get the NHBC, so not to be confused with that structural 10-year guarantee in the UK. There's a 2-year manufacturers or construction companies guarantee. Here you only get 1 year, which is definitely not enough time because they don't finish building your house until about month 10 of you owning it, so not particularly fair. Ours is up this month or next month.
Yeah,
So they need to get in and
it's
fix all of the issues. They also told us they were going to come back and reseal everything, which they've not mentioned.
It's at the point where you just
Give up.
and then you think, how much do I care about the issues?
Not enough, because the cost of stress and time isn't really worth it.
And also what they might damage in the process of fixing that one minor thing, and then you think, oh, you end up creating more damage, so it's really not worth it.
We've also been working on the house ourselves, or the house garage, the property. Because we have two neighbours who are very meticulous and they keep their place looking so good and they hang everything, it puts pressure on us to try and keep up. So when you go into their home, and in fact we'll put a link to their YouTube channel, when you go into the home, everything looks like it's got a home, and particularly in our garage, it's not organised, our garage. So we've taken it upon ourselves to install additional hooks and carriers and install things that hold the weights up. So now it's looking much, much better, and we've rearranged it now. So we're nearly there. We're nearly keeping up with them.
Yeah, the garage looks so much better now. In terms of the house as well, we've also readjusted the space in the downstairs with a new sofa. We've taken two new sofas. So we took the sofa that we already had in the living room and put that up in the loft because it was such a large sofa, it was taking up a lot of space.
And way more loungy, wasn't it? So when you had people around, it wasn't the best place to sit. This is kind of halfway between lounge and formal.
Yeah, and it's made the downstairs a lot more open, a lot more spacious. So we really like it now. And I think, we've probably said this a few times, that we think we're pretty much done, but now I think we are.
Very quick update, because I'm going to do a different video on this, on the finances part of what we are doing currently. Is we were putting into a stocks and shares program that was quite good in that once you buy 3 stocks, the company gave you one for free.
Yeah, it's a share match.
So it's like a 25% match. However, after probably a week, I had decided by working out the numbers that actually we would guarantee a better return. Obviously, you don't know the upside of stocks, but you can guarantee an amount of a return by paying off our mortgage. So we have committed as of 2 weeks ago, was it?
I think it might be even longer than that.
Maybe 3 weeks ago, to pay off our mortgage in 10 years. Now, it's obviously a very complex calculation when you're trying to match that up to buying stocks and shares or crypto or whatever. But I think for us, it's flies. I think it would be nice to have 0 mortgage. So our mortgage currently is what, 4,500 a month. And if we can clear that in 10 years, no matter what that means, 5 grand we haven't got going out of our bank account. And if we can clear it quick, which I think we can, because we can probably do injections at certain points in the year, that just frees up so much cash flow. What will we be, 47? We'll be old. So that's the route we've gone down in terms of finance. So we still do stocks and shares ourselves. We still invest in that. We still have just barely our properties in the UK, which has been a whole other issue. And people that are in the UK, I'm sure, and you own homes or looking to buy a home, I'm sure you already know. We had to renew 2 mortgages within the last 3 months. So that's been quite painful. But in terms of our own personal thing, our main aim is get that mortgage done in 10 years maximum.
The thing that I take away from this and how Ant's brain works is he's constantly trying to think about how to put us in the best position relative to that point in time, because what might make sense a year ago or 6 months ago
was great.
might not make sense now, and that's where his brain is always thinking and doing that calculation. And to be honest, that one I didn't really think about with the share matching program versus overpaying the mortgage. And when we think about the interest and especially how it's calculated, it made sense when you showed the numbers. But you kind of have to be that type of person to be constantly thinking about those things, because it's easy just to have a situation, stick to that like whatever you're doing, and not think about changing. To finish the video, we thought we would talk about some of the messages that we've been getting recently. We thought it'd be easier to talk through it than the various replies that I'm giving to people. So recently we have found a few people reaching out asking us, do we offer any one-to-one services that can help them in advising them in their move, what they should be doing?
I think that one of the first ones this year that we got asked was specifically around taxes. If it's financial specifically and you're paying us for a financial service, No, neither of us are qualified to give advice in that. So if it's taxes or finances, we definitely can't help you with that stuff.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So we have had that, but more recently, and I would say the most common one we get, which makes sense because of the nature of our YouTube channel, is that we get lots of people asking, can we get on a call with them? Do we offer the service just to really have one-to-ones? Consultative. And it's been a very difficult one because people that know us will often say to us, why aren't you offering the service? And it's awkward sometimes when I'm replying and I say, no, we don't offer the service, but if you've got a question, I'll try and answer. But I also know at the same time, when you get a question that's written, it's very hard to answer when you're trying to
It's a two-way conversation, isn't it?
It's a two-way conversation.
And if you're on the call with somebody, it's easy to navigate as that person asks questions and you direct them down a different path maybe, or suggest something, you can then follow that track. Whereas when you're responding in text, it's rigid.
It is, and I'll give an example. There was somebody that replied to one of our last videos, Ewan, and we dedicated a whole video, and that's great for us because we can make a whole video. But what's difficult is we didn't have all the context, and then he replied after with more context, and it's those types of things where we fully get that the two-way dialogue is easier. It's just we're hesitant to do it. So this is our answer to everyone that's asking. We are hesitant to do it because we do not want to promise that if you speak to us that we can guarantee that you can get here. The best that we can do is really give you advice on what we would do, things that we know that has worked for others. And I think that's where it's hard because we're a bit concerned that if we did it, that people would think, oh, you're guaranteeing that we're going to move. And we're not that. And we're not immigration experts. We're not immigration attorneys. So we are not the best people for that. But what we can do is give advice around what we would do if we were in your situation. When we got the offer to move to the USA, there was lack of YouTube channels and information for people in that process. But then we realized there was lack of information of people that were in a similar situation that wanted to know how to do it. So it was really just to help other people. At the same time, we get these messages, so we're feeling very torn. We're trying to work out, can we do it? Can we set the expectation in the right way? Yeah. We're also thinking maybe we could do it on an ad hoc basis for those who ask. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe the ad hoc way is the best. We're not sure.
We're not sure. So this was for those of you that have reached out and asked, that's kind of our explanation, for now at least.
That's pretty much the end of our explanation to where we've been for 2 months.
We're still alive, we're still happy.
Still alive, still super happy. My brother messaged me last month to say, how's it going? I was like, it's the best thing. We made the best choice. I'm happy. Not happy with losing half my family, 80% of my family, but I'm happy with where I'm at. And it's good to check in sometimes. I'm super happy and I'm super glad that we traveled to other places in the US and we still want to come back to here. So we're going to get back to putting out more videos. It might not be 1 a week or 2 a week, whatever it was before, but we're definitely going to start uploading. Yeah, again. I think we're doing 2 more tomorrow.
Yeah, something like that.
When they come out, I'm not sure. We're definitely going to capture some of the stuff at Yosemite and San Francisco. Not exactly sure how we're going to put it together because we kind of want to spend the time with our friends and not make it about YouTube, but we'll capture.
Yeah, we will. We'll at least try and film and then do an update video after, worst case.
Yeah, so make sure you like, subscribe, keep commenting, see if we want to start a business, pester us, offer us some money.
Thanks for watching.